Okay, no joke. I know I've seen this actress who leads this, Samara Weaving, from something, but for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. But I'm looking through her filmography here, and while there are a couple things I think, oh yeah, I remember her in that, I remember that, but the thing that got me is Charlie Puth's Attention music video. She's the blonde chick that's breaking all the shit inside of there. No wonder she looks familiar. Don't judge me on my musical choices. Just don't. Hello and welcome to another movie review. As always, I'm Kelly, and I just got out of Ready or Not. Parentheses, here I come. I'm just going to say it like that. It flows better if I say it like that. And by God, was this a treat. This movie had no right to be as good as it was. And it's not just that it came out in August, and the late August, early September dumping ground for pretty much all the studios that don't really give a crap about whether or not a movie does well or have no faith that it'll do well. So just throw it inside of this to fill airtime until big Hollywood Oscar season shows up. Though I will be fair to this in that it probably didn't deserve to be dumped inside of this, but it's one of the last movies that Fox had pretty much done before Disney bought them out. My guess is Disney didn't give a shit about this and threw it out whenever just so they could, move on. And I'm perfectly fine with that because this movie was freaking awesome. I was genuinely surprised how well written, well acted, kind of iffy on the direction, but we'll get into that. But seriously, this story just blows my mind how good, macabre, and funny it was. This is a dark comedy. And I don't know why the IMDb calls it a mystery thriller. It's a comedy thriller. It's not really a mystery of what they're doing or even why they're doing it. It's a comedy thriller, and if you go in there pretty much expecting that, it'll give you what you're expecting, and you will love it. But without further ado, let's actually start talking about things pretty spoilerish inside of it. So, going in with the good. The premise of this movie is that Samara Weaving is marrying into this big, rich Dominion, as they call it, as a joke. Big old rich family that made their millions and billions probably inside of the gaming market. Board games, card games, stuff of that stuff. No video games. But they have a bit of initiation for anybody who joins their little family. They must play a game at midnight. And what'd you know, she picked the one game that actually is something other than a game. And it's hide and seek. And thus, they have to either kill her in a ritualistic fashion, or else something bad will happen to the family, or if she survives till sunset, she survives till sunset. So yeah, pretty much a thriller. If I could describe this movie in one little nutshell, it's basically the happy-go-lucky feeling of Clue, but with gore. It's not really a mystery because you know why they're doing it. They're trying to appease Satan and they have to do it or else the family is pretty much screwed. They're going to die and they're going to lose their millions. They don't care. They're rich. This is how they work. And the movie actually kind of plays with that a bit. You don't know whether or not Satan's actually involved in this movie until the last 10 minutes. And they pretty convincingly confirm whether or not he is or is not. I won't spoil that ending for you because it's been a long time since I've seen that much blood. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. You're going to enjoy that last act. Last 10 minutes especially. The movie actually questions it. You have part of the family that's like hardcore fanatic, religious zealot type things. You got those that just see everything as a shitty thing and are with their little drinks the entire time, trying to keep from breaking down the entire hunt, if you will. And then mixed in with all of that, you've got Samara Weaving, who's just fighting for her life. And you never get like a big, epic transformation where she I'm going to take these suckers down. No, she's always on the run. She does not want to kill any of these people. Okay, that's not true. She does want to kill the ant. The ant inside of this is fucking perfect. The ant in this is played by Nikki Gudani. God damn it. Just once I want an easy name. Just once. But she basically plays throughout this whole movie the ant from hell. And she doesn't clap at any of the wedding ceremony. She's just sitting there sneering at you. I mean, it is She's literally playing the cartoon stereotype of the aunt who is just a fucking bitch. And I loved every second of it. Even when it comes clear that they have to hunt her down, this is the perfect performance for this person. And I cannot see this being done by anybody else better than it was done here. But yeah, Samara Weaving doesn't want to kill anyone. She's just on the run. She does weapon up at one point, but it backfires pretty badly for her. And yeah, she's got to basically just run the entire time. And just as this back and forth kind of commentary on how the rich see people, most of these people don't believe that Satan's actually involved in this. They're killing what is essentially an innocent person, and none of them give a shit. And, well, do the rich really care about the underlings they have to step on to get where they're going? It's not the most subtle message, but they actually explain all aspects of the message in an hour and a half thriller movie that's more about, surviving getting shot. That is way more depth than this movie really should have to give us. I mean, I just got out of 47 meters down last week, and it in no way went into any kind of heavy territory like this. But this movie did, and it was pretty good at it. Yeah, on a writing level, this movie is kind of brilliant. Now, it's not perfect. I'd say that the script probably needed another draft just to clean up the dialogue between some of these people. While the aunt is playing this bitchy cartoon and it's fucking hilarious, I can't say the same thing about a couple of the sister-in-laws. Some are trying way too hard, some are trying to play it way too subtly. It just feels like if their dialogue was a little bit more natural, this would probably fit a bit better. But what they're actually talking about and saying, and even the situations themselves from the foundational level, work really good. And I honestly probably felt more in this movie than I have in most in recent memory, when one of the sister-in-laws tells her kid she's so proud of him, and you just see Adam Brody's face. It's just, yeah, that pretty much sums up that scene. And that's when an actor and the writer just perfectly set up this scene. And, for a comedy, this movie is extremely funny, which is a rarity in comedies, because they're always trying way too hard to be funny. This one is just funny because they acknowledge these people have no idea how to shoot crossbows or bows and arrows or old flintlock pistols that somehow have a magazine of 9 shots. I don't get it. But if there is one aspect of this that really does show, unfortunately, it's the budget and the direction. Because there's a lot of handheld cam and shaky cam inside of this. Maybe I shouldn't use the word shaky cam because it implies that that's what they were trying to do, cover up bad choreography with shaking. No, they just chase people down with a bouncing camera going everywhere. Sometimes it works. There's a few scenes inside of here where just shit is going everywhere, and it legitimately works. But when they're just standing there talking, doing back and forth shots, was it so hard to get a fucking tripod and just have it sit there? But even worse is the opening shot inside of this movie, which is just your simple deadpan hand thing like this. But at the same time, you can tell that they didn't actually have a little cart to roll the camera to get a smooth, steady shot on it. They had to step it, and it's bouncing up and down. The only thing that's going on is the credits inside of this sequence. It's really distracting, and it really it bugged my mind. Get some way of doing that shot smoothly, or edit it in post to counteract the bouncing at the very least. But I'm pretty sure they didn't do that because this movie didn't have a budget. Again, this is a well-written movie, and it came out in August, probably because Disney told them to shove it and shelve it, but they really wanted to finish it, so we get what we got. God, Disney are assholes. No wonder Spider-Man left the MCU. But with all of that said, what are my final thoughts and recommendation on this movie? Simply put, this is a great watch. This is a really, really good, fun, entertaining watch that has a lot of meat inside of an hour and a half movie that really did not need that much meat, but is all better for it. unfortunately, the movie kind of shows its lower budget in the same ways as something like 47 Meters Down, and it doesn't fully overcome them. This movie really needed a director that could overcome its limitations and work with them. Unfortunately, we got someone who made something pretty passable. I just have to ask myself whether or not this movie is worth a rewatch at times. And while there are moments that I definitely will rewatch, I can't say I would rewatch the whole movie, even if I was planning on dissecting it, because I got most of that on the first viewing, because, again, it's not the most subtle of things. But I'm glad that I did watch it, and I really want to recommend that you do watch it. So I'll give it a see it. I know it's kind of on the border between a see it or see it at a discounted price, but honestly, this is one of those ones that you will not regret the money that you spend on it. And again, we're in fucking August and September, where we're just in the dumping grounds stage of everything. That's probably me being hyperbolic, but at the same time, it feels like this movie is a genuine gem, a diamond in the rough found in a load of garbage, like dog racing films and 47 Meters Down. So my final verdict is, go ahead and see it at full theater price. You won't regret your purchase on this one, and you'll genuinely love that last 10 minutes. If nothing else gets you in this whole movie, the last 10 or 15 minutes, that will get you. And you will have a smile on your face as you exit that theater. And yeah, that's it for me. Did you enjoy the video? Have you seen Ready or Not? Leave your thoughts about it in the comments down below, and let's get some healthy discussion going. Also, for all of you that are going to comment on my Spider-Man joke, I kind of side with Sony on this one. Disney are being dicks, and that's pretty much all I'll say in the video about it. I might discuss it in the comments below, but that's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that jazz, and let me know how you think I can improve all of this. Just so you know, I have been streaming pretty consistently on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, because I don't know what that is in anybody else's time zone, so I'm just going to tell you mine. I've been doing a randomized version of Pokemon Heart Gold, just barely beat the Elite Four, and oh boy did we get our butts kicked in a lot of the sections, but you know what? Still beat them with 3 guys left, and it was fun. Check them all out. There's a playlist linked in the description down below. And yeah, that's it for me, and I guess I'll see you all next time.